I've been a reporter for 20 years. The reporters of those who believe more sympathetically about Israel and its right to exist don't have a problem getting their voice out. But what I saw in Palestine, what I saw on the West Bank, what I saw in Haifa in Israel, what I saw in the South Hebron Hills, those were the stories that I have not heard. And those were the stories that I was most occupied with. I wrote a 260-page book. It is not a treatise on the entirety of the conflict between the Palestinians and the Israelis.
But if you were to read this book, you would be left wondering, why does any of Israel exist? What a horrific place, committing horrific acts on a daily basis. So I think,
I mean, the whole, the questioning has nothing to do with subject. Oh, so you wrote this book because you don't believe Israel has the right to exist. He's talking about he took a trip to Israel and he saw apartheid and Jim Crow law being used against Palestine. It has nothing to do. He's not there to write the history of the Middle East or talk about foreign policy or talk about defensive issue or talk about war issue, whatever it is. He wrote, it's called a message. It's a letter. Told you my eyes, man. I'm going blind now.
I think the question is central and key. If Israel has a right to exist, and if your answer is no, then I guess the question becomes, why do the Palestinians have a right to exist? Why do 20 different Muslim countries?
Listen to the question. If Israel doesn't have the right to exist, why do the Palestinians have the right? Well, the Palestinians happen to be natives. They are the indigenous people who were born there for centuries. Our brothers and sisters, our cousins, the Jews, who are cousins, Arab cousins, came from Poland, Ukraine, all Russia. They don't even belong there, but we're going to say, let's just, for the sake of it, make peace. The whole issue here, Mr. Coates, the author, had never said anything about Israel's right to exist, never questioned its defensive, that it doesn't have. He never mentions anything, but every time these Zionists, a wannabe Zionist, this is not a Zionist, he just jumped on the Zionist railroad 10 years ago.
My answer is that no country in this world establishes its ability to exist through rights. Countries establish their ability to exist through force, as America did. And so I think this question of right to Israel does exist. It's a fact. The question of its right is not a question that I would be faced with any other country.
You write a book that delegitimizes the pillars of Israel. It seems like an effort to topple the whole building of it.
He never did.
So I come back to the question, and it's what I struggled with throughout this book.
You didn't struggle with
What is it that so particularly offends you about the existence of a Jewish state that is a Jewish safe place, and not any of the other states out there?
There's nothing that offends me about a Jewish state. I am offended by the idea of states built on ethnocracy, no matter where they are.
Muslim included.
I would not want a state where any group of people laid down their citizenship rights based on ethnicity. The country of Israel is a state in which half the population exists on one tier of citizenship, and everybody else that's ruled by Israelis exists on another tier, including Palestinian Israeli citizens. The only people that exist on that first tier are Israeli Jews. Why do we support that? Why is that okay? I'm the child of Jim Crow. I'm the child of people that were born into a country where that was exactly the case of American apartheid. I walk over there and I walk through the occupied territories and I walk down a street in Hebron. And a guy says to me, I can't walk down the street unless I profess my religion. I'm with another pastor. No. I want to. This is very, very important.
It is
extremely important.
Lay down.
I'm working with the person that is guiding me is a Palestinian whose father, whose grandfather and grandmother was born in this town. And I have more freedom to walk than he does. He can't ride on certain roads. He can't get water in the same way that Israeli citizens who live less than a mile away from him can.
And why is that okay? Why is that? Why is there no agency in this book for the Palestinians? They exist in your narrative merely as victims of the Israelis, as though they
They are victims of the Israeli. What do you mean why they don't have no agency? They're under occupation by the Zionist entity, man. I have a fucking cold. What are you talking about? Why do they have no agency? Why? We talk. Why?